What if Goku was reborn? Part 2. The first chapter of this strange tale ended with an unbelievable twist. Son Goku, Earth's greatest hero, had fallen in the battle against a threat too overwhelming even for him. Only to awaken in an entirely new form. Not as the carefree fighter who once protected his friends, but reborn, his essence transported into another timeline where things were not as he remembered. His memories remained scattered, broken fragments of a life filled with battles, laughter, and sacrifice. In this new existence, he struggled to piece together who he was and why fate had granted him another chance. Part 2 of this journey begins with Goku standing at the crossroads of his identity, caught between what he once was and what he must now become. At first, the reborn Goku's body felt unfamiliar. His muscles responded, but differently, lighter yet filled with boundless potential. His ki flared, but it was untamed, flickering like a flame in a storm. He clenched his fists, sensing that his soul carried the power of all the transformations he had once achieved. But his body was young again, almost childlike in form. When he looked into a stream, the reflection staring back was a younger version of himself, wide-eyed yet scarred with faint memories. It was as if the universe had granted him a reset, stripping away his years of experience but leaving behind the weight of responsibility. This world was not the same Earth he once knew. Mountains stretched in strange patterns. Cities glimmered with technology he did not recognize. And the energy signatures around him were faintly different. He wandered for days, trying to understand where he had been placed. Villages whispered of warriors who could manipulate life energy, though none seemed to know the name Saiyan. It was then that Goku realized, perhaps in this reborn life, he was the only Saiyan to exist. The loneliness pressed heavily at first. In his previous life, he had always been surrounded by comrades, Krillin, Piccolo, Vegeta, Gohan, and countless others. Now, their faces only appeared in his dreams. Yet the warrior's spirit inside him refused to allow despair to take root. If this was a test from the cosmos, he would face it with the same determination he had shown in every other life and death battle. His first true challenge arrived sooner than expected. A group of raiders terrorized a nearby village, wielding crude energy weapons that resembled a fusion of blasters and ki-channeling devices. Though his body was still regaining its rhythm, Goku could not stand by while innocents were threatened. Stepping into the fray, he confronted them. The raiders laughed at the sight of what appeared to be a mere boy. But their amusement vanished when he deflected their shots with nothing but his bare hands. Each blast stirred something inside him, awakening dormant instincts. He moved faster, hit harder, until the fight became effortless. When the dust settled, the villagers stared at him not with fear, but with awe. They asked who he was. Goku hesitated, then simply replied, "Just someone who wants to help." Word of his strength spread. Travelers whispered of a mysterious youth who could battle entire armies without breaking a sweat. For Goku, this was both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, it drew those in need, giving him purpose. On the other, it attracted enemies. Among them was a powerful warlord named Kairos, who commanded legions across the land. Unlike the bandits, Kairos wielded true ki, refined and deadly. When he learned of the mysterious boy who toppled his raiders, he set his sights on crushing him before he grew into a threat. The confrontation between Goku and Kairos marked the reborn warrior's first true test. Kairos was tall, armored, and his aura radiated crimson heat. He taunted Goku, insisting that no child could withstand him. But Goku only smiled, that same innocent yet fearless smile he had worn even in his past life. Their clash shattered the ground. Kairos unleashed waves of energy that scorched the earth. But Goku adapted, his body instinctively recalling old techniques. He ducked, weaved, and countered with precise strikes. Each exchange pushed his limits further, until sparks of golden ki flickered around him. For a moment, the glow of Super Saiyan threatened to burst forth, though his body was not yet ready to sustain it. Despite this, Goku's willpower overwhelmed Kairos. With a final blow, he sent the warlord crashing into the mountains, ending his reign of terror. The villagers celebrated him as a savior, though Goku remained humble, reminding them he fought not for glory but because it was the right thing to do. Still, he could not ignore the deeper truth. Each battle pulled more of his old self back into the light. His spirit as a protector was reborn alongside his body. In the quiet days that followed, Goku trained alone under the stars. He meditated, seeking to unify his scattered memories. He remembered his sons, his friends, and even his enemies. Each face brought him strength, reminding him that he was never truly alone. Their lessons, victories, and sacrifices lived on within him. In this new life, he carried their legacy, and though he did not yet know the reason for his rebirth, he vowed to grow strong enough to protect this world, just as he had protected his own. But the universe is rarely so simple. Beyond the horizon, whispers spread of a greater power stirring in the shadows. Some spoke of an ancient being who had waited centuries for a worthy opponent. Others claimed a celestial force had engineered Goku's rebirth for a purpose yet to be revealed. Whatever the truth, Goku felt it deep in his bones. His journey was only beginning. As the night sky stretched above him, filled with unfamiliar constellations, Goku clenched his fists. He was no longer just the Saiyan who fell in battle. He was reborn, given a chance to fight anew, to redefine himself, and perhaps to face challenges greater than any he had known before. With a grin, he whispered to the stars, "I don't know why I'm here, but I'm ready." And somewhere far away, forces that had long slumbered stirred in anticipation of the warrior's rise. This was not just a second life. It was the beginning of a new legend, one that would reshape the destiny of worlds.